the past few nights here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area has been about 42 or 45 degrees, which is about 10 degrees colder than Portland, Maine currently. Normally in Portland, Maine is about the same temperature, which is about 45 degrees at this time of the year at night, but for some reason it's like when I look at weather.com, Portland, Maine is 55 degrees at night. But anyway, so I have to buy, I do have a heater, 2 heaters back in Portland, Maine, which I forgot to bring with me. I didn't expect the temperature at night to come down to such low temperatures. So now I have to buy another one at Walmart, which is about, I don't know, $12, 15. Now I have 3 heaters. And anyway, another update is that the company that I have been working for has been acquired by a much larger company. So now I'm working for a very large, well-known company. So on the other hand, rather on the other matters, is that I have been kind of wondering about my health status. I keep wondering, and I can't believe that how different I am, or how I could be from the rest of the human population. Is that I'm reflecting on the encouragement or statement, the last statement from my doctor, telling me that I have to increase my fatty foods intake. I know that to the general population, people have to decrease their food intake, and especially the fat intake. But on the other hand, for some reason, my digestive system doesn't seem to metabolize or digest fats easily. And I know I have vitamin B12 deficiency too for some reasons. I take a lot of food that has vitamin B12, so now I'm taking vitamin B12 supplements. And for the past couple of days, I've forgotten to take my daily supplement. So if I don't take those supplements, I will feel my limbs will feel kind of, when I wake up in the morning, I will feel kind of tingling, like like my brain hasn't reached those parts of my limbs. So there is the documented neurological effect for people with deficiency in vitamin B12. But the basic question is, how could I be so different from the rest of the population that I have to eat a lot, and I keep eating, and I don't put on weight. And I'm someone who needs to put on weight, and I try my best since young to put on weight, and I can not put on weight no matter how much I eat. It doesn't matter how much I eat, I would not put on weight, and it's not a very good thing for me, because I don't have to eat, and if I do that, my blood pressure goes down. If I don't eat, for some reason my blood pressure goes down. There was one time which I didn't eat for a day, and my blood pressure went down to 85/45. That is really troubling. So normally my blood pressure is 110 over 65 or 110 over 70, and that's a good blood pressure. And so my heart rate is about 60, 65. No matter what I do, it's 60, 65. So there was a time when I was young, that my heart rate once reached 55 for some reason, I don't know. So to many people it seems that my body numbers and statistics seem to be very healthy, but I know for me personally it's not really that good. On the surface it looks good, but I don't think so, because I have to spend so much money making sure that I am well, I have good nutrition, and that's kind of getting expensive. Now, perhaps if I had lived 100 years ago, I would not have survived as a human, because there weren't a lot of food going around those days, even for the middle class. Even for the middle class in those days, if you were fat or a little, not too obese, you would be fortunate, because then you wouldn't have to spend so much of your money on food. But nowadays, food is so much cheaper, at least for developed countries, that food is so much cheaper than health care. And especially food that is not healthy, whereas healthy food like vegetables have gone up in prices, that now eating a chicken and be filled with eating a chicken is cheaper than eating vegetables to fill up your stomach. And I feel that's really a bad sign for the world. So back to the question is, I keep wondering that why am I so fortunate or unfortunate to be born so different? How could it be? I don't believe it. There is no possibility. It's unbelievable and incredible. If I were to tell it to someone else, to any doctor who hasn't investigated me, he would probably believe I'm in delusion. But until you get to know my biology better, see, I have seen doctors who initially were incredulous, who would not believe what I have, how different my body responds, until they begin to investigate further. And right now I don't understand what they know. I don't know what they know about me. Maybe they, I have no idea. So, as I said, I have Gilbert syndrome. So, which means I have 70% reduction in heart-related failures. What does 70% reduction mean? I'm still wondering, what does it mean? 70% or 65% reduction in heart-related risk. And then the extra bilirubin due to Gilbert syndrome bilirubin is a very effective antioxidant, which means I would experience, my cells would have less degradation than normal people, which is really good news, right? But Gilbert syndrome comes with its own disadvantages. I can't quite recall what they are, but I know they don't have very good effects on my body. I will feel lethargic, and that's why I keep wondering from young, why do I feel lethargic so easily? Why does lethargy affect me so easily? I would be able to run 100 meters very fast. I used to be able to be a very good sprinter until I gave up. But after 100 meters, I would not be able to run further than that, and I would be out of breath even after the 100 meters. So, and if I didn't eat enough, I will feel very sleepy. I will just go to sleep. I'll be sleeping like 16, 20 hours a day because I was too lazy to eat. I'm really very lazy to eat. I have to force myself to eat. I think eating is a waste of time. I could be doing so many other things than eating. So anyway, I have discovered, rather I've developed ways to have food brought quickly, made quickly. I pre-cook rice for a few days, so I just have to scoop it up and throw in some broccoli on it and start eating the rice. Oh, and I go to an ethnic store, an Asian store where they sell kind of pre-made noodles, and all I have to do is to microwave it for 3 minutes, and I throw in some vegetables. So back to the question again, why am I so different, and is it possible? When I was much younger, as a kid, I could not take food with a lot of sugar. If I ate food with too much sugar, it would be like people with lactose intolerance. Is that somehow my digestive system could not digest the extra amount of sugar, and I would go to the toilet for a few times. That was really surprising to me when there was things that had too much sugar in them. I've never heard of anyone who had sugar intolerance. Never. Who else could have it except myself? I have never heard. How could I be so different? How could there be such? I could not find any documentation or history about a previous existence of another human who has sugar intolerance in the digestive system. If I told a medical professional, I believe that they would not believe me. But it's true. I could not take too much sugar when I was young. I would just go to the toilet. And then, on the other hand, I have there are many people nowadays who are lactose intolerant, and I'm not. I can drink a lot of milk, and I'm not lactose intolerant. So I guess it's because of my barbarian ancestry, where we would drink a lot of dairy products, a so-called barbarian ancestry. Okay, let's not go there too far, but that's about what I can say. The barbarian ancestry that went across Asia and destroyed the whole Islamic civilization, and then went on to conquer Europe. That barbaric ancestry, and who invented cheese while having milk curdling in the horse back. That's the barbaric ancestry that I probably am talking about. So anyway, and then I have prolactin, hyper. I have excess. My body produces extra prolactin, about 4 times that of normal women. And I've gone through 2 MRI scans. There is nothing wrong with my, whatever you call this, what do you call this, the thyroid. There is nothing wrong with my thyroid. There are no ulcers of any kind. Where does the extra prolactin comes from, and why, I have no idea, and I don't know. And is there any medical professional out there who wants to give me a good answer? Nobody knows where and why. What is the possibility of extra prolactin being produced without any thyroid abnormality? How could it be? And recently, as you know, or maybe I've told you, that I have no sources of testosterone, and the strange thing is I still get very orgasmic. I have real thorough orgasm, very. It's just like any time before, and I would wet my panties. Where does that come from? I have no idea. So where does, I thought that if you don't have any testosterone, people would not be able to have orgasm, but it is I do have it, so it's a kind of thing that I'm wondering. So, and I mean, I have other abnormalities that I don't think I want to remember saying, but I just don't know what happened to me. That is, I mean, at birth, or some kind of evolutionary mutation. I don't know what happened. I wonder why I'm so different.